All right. Hello to anyone out there who may be watching this. Wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, thank you so much for clicking on the video. And before I get started, let me just say that I've never really done something like this before, where I'm like talking on camera and like having kind of a discussion thing that I want to talk about. So please bear with me. If you clicked on the video because you were interested in the title, give me like 2 minutes just to kind of introduce what's going to be happening. And yeah, I'm going to try not to go too much on a tangent or whatever with what I'm talking about, but I can't make promises. And please bear with me because I'm new at doing this kind of stuff. So what I want to talk about is why Ali, 22-year-old Ali, does not drink alcohol. And yeah, let me preface by saying, again, I'm 22 years old. I just graduated college from a public university, went there for 4 years. And I think it's very uncommon to see people like who are in my shoes, 22 years old, who don't drink any alcohol. Just to give a bit of background, the only time to this day that I've been like pretty like tipsy or maybe even drunk was when I was 17 at a friend's house. I had a wild grape flavored Smirnoff. Don't ask me how I remember that. And yeah, to this day, that was like the one time where I was like, you know, pretty tipsy or drunk or, I mean, I was a lightweight back then. I still am a lightweight, but I mean, since then, when I was a freshman in college, 18, 19 years old, I had a couple sips of alcohol back home, actually. To this day, never had any alcohol down at school, not a single ounce. And, I was just like watching TV with my dad, and he's like, hey, you want to try a sip of this? See how it tastes? I'm like, yeah, sure. But the reason I want to talk about this is just to see if anyone else is out there who might relate to me in not drinking alcohol. And I'm just going to go into some reasons why that is. So yeah, for about 3.5 years now, not a single ounce of alcohol has been in my body, and I kind of want to see how long I can keep that going. So first reason I'll start with is Hopsin. So for anyone who listens to rap, you may know who Marcus Hopsin is. He's definitely one of my favorite rappers, and he has had a lot of influence over me and inspired me, and is kind of like a role model in a lot of ways. His music is incredible. And back when I was in high school, which is when I found out about Hopsin, if you told me Hopsin was whack, I would be like, you're crazy. Like, it's an objective fact that he's awesome. But, clearly that was just me being young and dumb. But now I can understand why people wouldn't like him. But, people find him corny or preachy or whatever. But I still think he's awesome. And he's influenced me and inspired me in a lot of ways. And he's 31. He just turned 31 years old, and he claims to have never tasted alcohol before. I'm not sure, if I completely believe him. Well, I do, because, I see the type of person that he is and the way he carries himself and articulates himself. He seems like he's telling the truth, and I believe him, but, I could see many people out there not believing him. And what Hopsin basically says is like, as humans, we have so much potential with our brains that we shouldn't have to rely on like a drug, like a substance like alcohol, to get through life. And, if you are a person who uses alcohol to get through life, I'm not, looking down on you on any way. If you drink alcohol just for fun, I'm not looking down on you in any way. I'm clearly in the minority by being a 22-year-old who doesn't drink alcohol. So that's that. But yeah, Hopsin says, like, if you don't need alcohol to like adapt to situations, to like loosen up and stuff. Your brain can actually, you know, kind of change like the energy in your body to adapt to situations. If you're talking to a girl, if you're a guy talking to a girl, you know, girl talking to a guy, vice versa, whatever you're into, you don't need to drink alcohol to loosen up to have a conversation with them. If you're going to a party, you don't have to drink alcohol to like dance around and have fun, you know, like you can just, you know, just be yourself. That's really what it comes down to. And, you know, Hopsin, he said in a few different interviews, more specifically, why he doesn't drink, and maybe I'll put those in the description down below and kind of mark the timestamps in the interviews so you can kind of take his exact words for it instead of me paraphrasing. But you know, to be 31 years old and to have never drinking alcohol, to me that's very inspiring. And you know, maybe when I'm 31 I'll have never had alcohol since I was like 18, 19. Maybe it'll be sooner. Maybe I'll go my whole life without drinking. I have no idea. But yeah, that's kind of one reason why I don't want to drink. Another reason is the social aspect that comes with drinking. You know, like it's a thing. It's a common like societal pressure almost to, you know, when you go out with friends and you're of age, or maybe you're illegally drinking as a teen, you know, it's a standard thing to do. Or like if, you know, you're working with a company and you have like a conference meeting, it's like, oh, let's go get drinks and this and that. There's this kind of societal pressure that comes with it. And me personally, I'm very much a loner. So like in college, I never went to a single party. That's not why I went to school. I don't really care that much about that kind of stuff. You know, not only because I was like busy, you know, but also because my ideal like Friday, Saturday night is just being alone, doing what I want to do, and you know, not being like in a party kind of scene. So for me, you know, there was never like there wasn't that much peer pressure. Unfortunately, the situations that I have been in where I'm around other people who are drinking, they've been very accepting of me just being like, hey, I don't want to drink. But that's another reason I actually wanted to make this video, is because for the last few years I've been in a few situations where you know, I'm like, no, I don't want to drink, and you know, people are like, oh, okay, that's cool, but no one's really asked me why I don't want to drink. And so that's another reason why I kind of want to explain this stuff right now. Another reason is because I didn't want people to assume that automatically, because I was away from home at a 4-year public university, that means I'm automatically gonna drink alcohol. Like, you know, whether like whenever I would come home and have like a family get together around the holidays, or, you know, just be over at a friend's house, some people would be like, oh, like, how are the parties, man? You drinking a lot of alcohol? You getting wasted? I'm just like, I don't know. That to me, just to assume that someone would do that just because they're away at school, to me is just kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of corny and stuff. So whether people believed me or not, I know what the truth was, that I didn't drink alcohol. And so for me, that's you know, one reason why, another reason why I didn't want to drink. I didn't want people to just like make assumptions because I was in this situation, it would make sense for me to drink, you know. That's, you know, side note real quick, that's complete BS when it comes to like life in general. Like, you know, obviously we have laws and things that you're not supposed to do, but like, you know, you know, if other people want to do this is fine, but for me, I don't like doing traditional things just for the sake of tradition. You know, I don't like, you know, oh, I'm 21 years old now, you know. This leads me to my next point. I'm sorry I go off on these tangents, just bear with me. So my next point is, I'm not going to name names, but I know a couple people who I went to high school with, and I see this on social media sometimes, and uh, but I can name, and I'm not going to, but I could name two people off the top of my head I can think of who I knew in high school that were uncomfortable and afraid to be around people who drank alcohol, and all of a sudden they go down to college, and because they're 21 they think, oh, now like it's cool, I'm completely fine around drunk people as long as I'm drunk myself, like who gives a crap? And to me it is just like, what? Like, I don't know. So that to me is just kind of weird, and that's just another reason why you know I don't like drinking. And I get that people change over time. I get that people are like, well, this is how I was in high school. I've matured and like grown since then, so this is who I am now. I get that people change, but like in a way it seems like a little bit hypocritical just to be like, oh, back in high school I was afraid and uncomfortable around everyone who would drink even a little alcohol. Now I'm 21, so it's cool. Like, I don't know. That's just how I am. And again, people can do what they want, but I'm just speaking for myself. And I mean, those are basically the main reasons why I don't want to drink alcohol. And I guess another reason is it saves money. Which is, being a broke 22-year-old kid is always something cool if you can just like save money or whatever. But yeah, I mean, yeah, those are kind of the reasons why I don't drink. And it's weird to me, like the difference between me drinking no alcohol and me drinking a little bit of alcohol, to most people that doesn't seem like much. To me, that seems like almost the difference between being a regular drinker and being an alcoholic, which I think everyone can admit is a pretty big difference, because it's standard by society to regularly drink alcohol. It varies depending on your age and where you live and this and that, the kind of people you're around. But for me, like, the difference between drinking no alcohol and just a little bit of alcohol, to me, is a big deal. And I know that sounds crazy. I know I'm kind of paranoid about weird stuff, but I mean, I don't know. That's just how I am. So yeah, I mean, I know no one out there is really going to watch this video. I just wanted to do this to kind of put it out there. If someone happens to be watching this and you made it this far, like, thank you for doing that. And I was going to say if someone out there can relate to this, but, me being in an extreme minority position in not drinking alcohol as a 22-year-old, and the fact that no one is probably going to watch this, I'm probably, no one out there can relate to this, but if you can, thank you. Again, I'm sorry if this was really, awkward, or, me coming off on a tangent or things like that. Like, this is the first time I've done something like this. Thank you for sticking around. If you have any questions for me, or, if you have any feedback for how I did in this video, or what your thoughts are, or just anything at all, feel free to leave a comment, message me, whatever. And yeah, that's basically all I got. If there's anything else that I think of after I close this video out, I'll post it down below or whatever. But yeah, those are basically just the reasons why I don't want to drink alcohol. And, again, 5 years from now, maybe I'll be drinking as much alcohol as everyone else. 10 years from now, maybe, I don't know. But for me, like, again, Hopsin's just turned 31 years old and he claims to have never drank alcohol. And whether that's bullshit or not, I don't care. Like, to me, that's inspiring, and I hope to be like that someday. That sounds like something I'd really like to do. So, we'll see how long it goes, but yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry if this was awkward. Bear with me. Okay. Peace. Bye.